up. Crank it up.
Crank it up.
The musical stylings of
90.5. The Dragon.
Welcome back. This is the Sports Mill on WSUC 9.5 FM, The Dragon. And, of course, right now we are welcome to have a special guest, the starting pitcher of the women's softball team here on Cortland campus, Katie Finch, a senior. How you doing, Katie?
Good, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Before we start with the interview, just give a little background information, your major, where you're from, and just what you want to do in the near future.
I am from Amsterdam, New York, which is about 35 minutes west of Albany. So it's about 2 hours from here home, just a little bit over that. I am a phys ed major, and I did my student teaching last semester, so now I am looking for a job.
Sounds good. We'll first talk about your success, and right now you are 34-6, and you're heading to this huge weekend for the SUNYAC tournament. And we've seen in the past it's a big tournament. You get a lot of surprises. You swept the whole season, SUNYACs. But last year there was some Buffalo State problems, but this year they're not back here in the tournament. But how much of a difference is the SUNYAC tournament?
The SUNYAC tournament is definitely going to be, I don't want to say a struggle, but it's definitely different than it is during the regular SUNYAC games. During the SUNYAC tournament, you usually only have one game a day, maybe two. So, you're going to throw your best pitcher and you're going to put your best 9 on the field. So it's not the same teams that you would normally be seeing throughout the season. You're going to see the best 9 or 10 that they have that day. So it's definitely going to be, there are going to be some good games. Should be exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I know you have practice definitely today to get ready for tomorrow. And Julia Leinhart, as a coach, she's been here with you, and she just won her, I think, 500th game at Cortland. What has she meant to you as a mentor on this campus?
She's done a lot for us. We have a pretty big group of seniors. We have 5 players that are graduating, and one. Our pitching coach is also a senior, and she's graduating as well. And she's really done a lot for us. We respect her a lot. She's helped us out on the field, off the field. She's just a great leader and a great person to look to. And when I came here, one of the girls really thought of her as her mom. And, she really is a mom figure, but, you respect her as a coach at the same time. But she's just a great person and a great coach. Your
accolades are off the charts. You just won your 6th SUNYAC Pitcher of the Week award. Last year you were second team All-American. Your sophomore you were third team All-American. What does this mean to you as a collegiate athlete at Cortland?
It means a lot to me, the 6 pitches a week are kind of funny. I really thought this last week they might give it to somebody else, but they give it to me again. So it's it's a lot of fun. I like the accolades, obviously, but it's the All-American awards. That's just all the hard work that I've put in over the years, and it's just those are the awards that you get from it. And I'm really thankful for it, and I'm glad that I am recognized for the hard work that I have put in.
Throughout your career here at SUNY Cortland, you have thrown 7 no-hitters, 3 this year. What does it feel like when you throw that no-hitter on the mound?
It's exciting, and I give a lot of credit to my team behind me. It's definitely not all me. I'm not striking everybody out, so they're making some good plays behind me. And, if they don't make a play, I don't get upset. It's going to happen, and, I move on. And, I'm not out there trying to throw no-hitter or perfect game every single game. I'm just trying to, put my team in the best position that we can to win, and I just do my job, and whatever comes from it, if it ends up being a perfect game, then great. If not, then as long as we win, I'm good to go.
That sounds good. As your stats throughout your career, you've pitched over 758 innings. Your ERA is 1.27 so far, and your batting average against is a 165. Just those numbers are baffling, and to pitch that many innings as a collegiate athlete, I mean, we know baseball, you would throw out the arm if you did that, but as a softball player, what's the difference? And you could pitch every day. What's the difference between throwing underhand and throwing overhand?
It's just, I guess, they tell me it's a lot different on your shoulder. I guess just the overhand movement is different than the underhand movement. And, obviously it's different parts of your body that feels the effects. Both baseball and softball pitchers, it's your legs. Your legs do get tired. For me, it's my forearm gets tired after a while just from snapping the ball. That's where all softball comes from, is snapping your wrist, and that's all your forearm muscles. So, after a couple days of constant games, constant innings, your body does get tired, but that's what the off-season preparation is for, and that's what you work all season up to, and you don't really care if you're sore or tired. You're doing your job, and you're hoping to get to the next day.
Was it when you go out, you pitch usually the first game of the doubleheaders like in the SUNYX or whoever you're playing? What does it feel like when you feel like that your team can only score 1 or 2 runs and you can still win the game as an ace of a team? How does that feel like?
I just think of it as my job. I gave up 1 hit this year. I threw a 1-hitter and we still lost. And that's where walk's okay. I had 1 walk, 1 hit, and we ended up losing the game. But that's. If I can try to keep runs off the board, then, I'm going to. And that's my job, because I know in tight situations there are going to be 1-run games, and that could be 1 run that I gave up and we could lose the game. So, if I can keep it to a nothing game, then I did my job, and hopefully my team can put some runs up behind me.
Definitely. Lindsay Dow, she's your backup. She pitches usually the second game of the doubleheader. She's going to be a junior next year. How much confidence does she have coming into when you're graduating, and now she's going to be the ace of the organization?
I think she's ready for it. I think she's excited. It's definitely going to be, it's all her next year, when in the past she's known that if she gets in struggle, I'm going to be there to come in. I don't want to say to save her, but just to help her out a little bit. But knowing that it's going to be all her next year, I think she feels a little pressure, thinking that she has some big shoes to fill. And there's nothing wrong with that. She's still going to have a great team behind her, and she's going to have some good success for her last 2 years, and I'm excited to see what she puts on the field and how she changes, because knowing that I won't be here anymore.
Talking about you've come in even after you pitched the first game, and you come in to save the game, or you come to relieve when it's a close game. How does that feel like? That you just pitched 6 or 7 innings, and then you coming in to pitch maybe a 2 innings in the second game of the doubleheader. Do you have to rest your arm? Do you have to ice it or heat it up before coming into the second doubleheader?
I think it's all about the mindset. If your mind is there and you're ready to go, then your body will be ready to go. There's been times, just like last week, I went out and threw for probably a minute, and I went into the game. As long as your mind is ready to go, your body will be ready to go. So. Softball is it's a large mental game, and if you can keep your mind level, you're good to go.
Last year, you went to the College World Series for softball. You lost it in the last game to Salisbury. You won 44 games last year. Now, most likely even if you don't win the SUNYAC, you're still getting a large bid in the tournament. How much experience does it mean to be in the past couple of World Series and possibly going back there and maybe this year?
We've said this year that we really didn't want to talk about the World Series much, because people expect to get there. We're the only group on the team this year who has never been there, besides obviously the freshmen. Our freshman year we lost in the regional championship, and that's one thing that I said, that I never wanted to have that feeling again. So having that experience is a good thing. It's a great thing, knowing that hopefully we are, whether we win SUNYX or not, we hopefully will get an at-large bid. So. Knowing that this week it does really count, but at the same time, you still need to focus on your next opponents as well. And, as long as you put your best 9-10 on the field that day, and, you come out playing your A game, there's no reason that we should not be in the World Series, and we should not at least win a couple games at the World Series, if not, the whole big thing. So we'll see. You go game by game, and if you win, you win. If you lose, it's just, obviously, we didn't have our best game that day, because we know we are one of the best in the country. So